Recently, there's been tons of AI UGC going viral on social media, and you've probably seen tons of it without even realizing that it's AI. Take this page for example, musicmedia.co on YouTube. They have 6.5 million subscribers, as well as they also have 5.5 million subscribers on TikTok, and they get over 500 million views a month on YouTube alone. And if we take a look at one of their videos like this one,
we might genuinely have a worse epidemic than COVID.
While that looks really real, this is actually made using AI UGC. And as we can see, if we scroll through, they're pretty much doing this in every single video. And this isn't the only page doing this. There are hundreds of other pages doing this, getting millions of views per month and making thousands of dollars. I would know because I run some pages like these, and this channel alone has almost made me 6K so far this month. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how you can go about generating these AI UGC videos to use in your own videos. And by the way, these AI UGC videos can pretty much be used in any niche. And to be honest, if no one is already using this in your niche, then that means that there is a big gap in the market. And if you can bring this to your niche, I can almost guarantee you that you're going to start getting more views on your page. So with that being said, let's get straight into the tutorial. The first thing that we need to do is we need to come up with the script or the hook that we want that AI UGC model to be saying. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to create one around current events, and Ryan Garcia just won a boxing event on the weekend. So we're going to go ahead and create our hook with something around that. Key things that we want to pay attention to when we're creating the script that we want the AI to say is we want to make sure that it seems really realistic, because of course these AI UGCs do look realistic, so we want it to sound as if someone has just filmed a TikTok and that is their reaction to what has happened. So for example, mine would be something like, I can't believe Ryan Garcia beat Barrios with such ease. And of course that would lead into the rest of the YouTube short or TikTok video, whatever it is, where it would probably be an edit of Ryan Garcia beating up Barrios. Which if we come over to my laptop and we take a look at Music Media's videos again, we will see that that is pretty much what he does in all of the videos. He just has a quick reaction and uses the AI UGC for the hook, and then he goes into whatever the hook has set up the video to be, or whatever he wanted to make the video about. So this one was about Chief Keef or something. So yeah, that is kind of how it works, and this is a viral proven strategy, as not only Music Media do this, but a bunch of different channels and different niches do this. So then step number 2 is to actually go ahead and generate the AI UGC. Now there are a few different ways that you can do this, but we are going to be using Veed's new Fabric 1.0 AI. So if we come over to my laptop, as you can see, you're going to want to go ahead and sign up to Veed, which I will leave linked in the description, and you can create your account. And as you can see here, we're actually going to be using the new Veed Fabric 1.0, so just go ahead and click try for free. And as you can now see, there is a bunch of AI characters that have already been generated that we can use to make some viral UGC. However, if for whatever reason you don't like any of these and you want to create your own character, then what you can do is you can hit create and you can go generate, or you can upload a photo as well that you've generated elsewhere if you wanted to. But they have some of the best models on here anyway to generate a photo. And then you're simply just going to prompt Veed to create the character that you want. So you're just going to prompt it for things like their gender, their skin color, how old they are, and things like this. And to give you guys a rough and pretty easy prompt that you can use to generate a good image, it will just be something like this. And I'll also leave this prompt in the description so you can just copy and paste it. So basically you're going to want to say create an image of, and you want to describe the person. So here I'd basically be saying, if we're going to do, let's say, a girl that is around 20 years old and so that's my description of the person. Obviously, yeah, you just change this for whatever you want. And then I would also try and describe the location. So whether that is if they're sitting up in a chair like this, whether they're lying on a bed, whether they're lying on a sofa. So I guess we can go here and have the, and then you just have, yeah, the rest of the prompt from the POV of them filming themselves, make it look very realistic. And then because we are creating this for short form content, we're going to want to make sure that the aspect ratio is 9:16, which is perfect. We're just going to go ahead and hit generate, and it's going to generate us some characters. And yeah, we can go from there. Whether we need to change the character or tweak anything, we can then do that afterwards. Okay, so that literally took about 5 seconds. And as you can see, we've got 4 photos. I think this one probably looks the best, to be honest. It looks pretty good. It does look a little bit AI, and I maybe don't love the fact she's holding it with both hands, but it is still a pretty good generation. So let's say I wanted to use this one, I'll then just go ahead and hit create. And then once you've got your character, you're then obviously going to play around with these things here, such as the voice. So we obviously don't want a male voice if we're using a woman. So what I would do is I would go social media as a thing, because I would rather have a social media type voice. And then I also want it to be excited, because that's going to help with the hook if the AI voice is quite, yeah, explosive and excited, as we saw with Music Media's page. Okay, so I've just listened to a few of Veed's voices, and I quite like this one here. I think it would work quite well. Now with that being said, you can also generate your own voice elsewhere, or use your own voice and add it in as well. But yeah, for this video, we're just going to use one of their built-in voices. And then we are simply just going to paste in our hook that we came up with before. And then we're just going to hit this to make sure it sounds all good before we go ahead and generate the full video with the AI.
I can't believe Ryan Garcia beat Barrios with such.
Okay, so that sounds okay. So I'm just gonna go ahead and now hit generate, and it should generate this AI UGC with the voice we have all in one. Okay, so as you can see, it's taking about 30 seconds or so, but this video has now been generated. So we can add this in here to look at it full screen, and if we hit play.
I can't believe Ryan Garcia beat Barrios with such ease.
Now, one thing, because we generated our own, it isn't the highest quality, but we can always run this through other things later to make it higher quality. And there's things that we can do in the editing process as well, like what Music Media do, to go ahead and make it less obvious that this video is AI. So as we can see here, if we take a look at their videos from the start, there's things they do in the editing process, like adding zooms and adding some sort of like shake, that makes it less obvious it's AI, along with the text and stuff as well. You really can't tell that much. So I think this is a pretty good video. Probably would have been better if we used not the one we generated, but yeah, we can go ahead and fix this up in the editing process. So there are a few things that I'd want to do, such as cutting out these little gaps just to make the video a bit quicker. But yeah, there's a ton of other things you can do with Veed, such as clean the background audio if you needed to. And if, say, this AI generation wasn't good, but it's pretty good and it seems to be looking at a camera, you could also make it so that eye contact is always looking at the camera. And there are a bunch of different things that you could play around with. But okay, so now that the video has been generated and we have removed the silences already using AI, the next thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to add on some subtitles. So I'm going to go over here and we can actually use Veed subtitle automatically. So all we will do is we'll just press auto subtitle in English. And another thing that we can do here is we can upload a certain subtitles file. So if we have a certain font or something, maybe we want to copy the Music Media font, then we can try and find that or something similar and we can upload it here into Veed before generating the subtitles. But for the sake of this video, I'm just going to use what they have on the platform on Veed. So yeah, simply just go ahead and hit auto subtitle in English and it's going to start generating the subtitles for us. Okay, so literally like 10 seconds later, it is generated the subtitles, and as we can see,
Can't believe Ryan Garcia beat Barrios with such ease.
they're pretty decent. Of course, maybe this isn't the font that we want. This is quite a nice clean font if we was doing it for like an ad or something potentially. And yeah, we're just going to drag and drop it to where you want it. So you probably want the subtitles to be just below the sort of chin around the midsection of the screen. And then maybe we're going to go ahead and change the style to something like this. Okay, this is a totally different style, but there's actually a really cool style for people maybe that want subtitles for this kind of niche. I know there's a niche where like you have the big text on screen and stuff, but that's not going to quite work for us. But something like this might be better. But yeah, as you can see, Veed actually has a lot of pretty good subtitles to choose from, as well as obviously the option to upload our own. But I think looking at these, this top one might be one of the closest ones to the Music Media style. So we're going to go ahead and hit edit with this. Okay, so as we can see, these are not the exact same as Music Media, but it's something somewhat similar. I'd probably recommend uploading your own subtitles here, and then we can just go ahead and edit it as well as we want to. So I want to make these a little bit bigger because these ones are quite small. So maybe we'll go 48 and then we'll leave the font, and we can change the text color if we want as well. So maybe we do something like red or blue. Blue's not really that visible. Red's all right. Maybe a bit more. Something like that. And we can also play around with other things, such as maybe we want to make it bold, for example, as well as animations as well. Obviously this caption style already has animations in it, so I'm not going to pick any of that. But yeah, this right now looks pretty good. I might add a bit of a shadow to it to make it, because of the color, look a bit better. Like that, and maybe a bit more blur. But yeah, these are all things you guys can play around with. I'm not going to spend too much time playing around with them now, but as we can see, this is what the finished product somewhat looks like.
I can't believe Ryan Garcia beat Barrios with such ease.
So as you can see, it does a pretty decent job adding these subtitles on, and this is without importing any of our own presets or anything like that. And if you wanted to save this, you can also save this preset to your own account to make it easier when making videos in the future. And this is basically what the finished product will look like for the AI generated hook part of the video. So all I would do from here is I would simply hit done, and then I would just export the video, and in that editing process, you'd make this hook look even better by, like I say, cutting out all the dead spaces, adding some effect, adding your auto captions, and by the end of it, it's going to be very hard for people to tell that this is an AI UGC video. But now I didn't want to make this video super long and show the whole editing process, like finding the clip for the rest of the video and stuff. But if you are watching this and you are interested in that, or you're confused on what the next steps would be, then I have a bunch of editing tutorials for totally free on this YouTube channel, and I'll also leave a link in the description to a playlist full of these editing tutorials so that you can get a rough idea what the editing process for the rest of the video may look like. Now I do want to say that generating these videos is not going to be totally free because of course using AI does cost money, but while Veed is already already a pretty cheap way to generate these videos, I want to help you save more money. So if you want to use Veed to help you create AI videos like this, then I'll leave them linked in the description. And you can also use code 30joe at checkout for 30% off of your first month, but this is only available for the first 100 people that claim this. And don't forget that you can try Veed's new Fabric 1.0 for totally free, but the only thing is you're just going to be able to generate only one video. So after that, you will need to pay, which is also where you can use my discount code. Now, if you want my help to help you grow your YouTube Shorts page, then I'll also leave a link in the description to my coaching where you get access to weekly calls with me, as well as course materials and a bunch of other things that is just going to speed up the process of you learning, getting monetized and making money with YouTube Shorts. I've already helped tons of people get some crazy results with YouTube Shorts, like some of these that are on the screen now. So if you do want some help to get similar results, then that link will be in the description as well. And I'll also leave a link to my free community in the description as well that has over 25,000 members of everyone just grinding on the same journey to make money with social media. Now, if you want to see me grow a YouTube Shorts page from 0 subscribers to 150,000 subscribers in 150 days, then you can click this video on screen over here. Apart from that, I hope you all did enjoy. If you did, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.
All right, so I'm currently at my dashboard on smmshiba.com, and do not get confused by the website names. SMM and SMM Dodge are actually the same website. So all you have to do once you've created yourself an account here is to go on list, click on this category icon, select, and here you want to select something, basically any option that says you from with video. So I'm going to choose this one right here, and this should be already fine. 2014, 2017, yeah. Now I'm going to click on buy, confirm, and now you can go onto your product orders and you will see this is pending. All right, the order is now completed. This didn't even take 2 minutes. What you want to do now is you want to copy that ID, and we want to be organized, right? Especially if we have multiple channels, you will not find them again. So make sure to save it somewhere.